Welcome back to Instables, everyone. So I'm going to go with you guys on the S&P 500. Again, this is the SPY. As you guys can see, we did have a gap up. We did continue on above our highs from the day before, which was on Thursday, and we did continue on higher. The question is, are we going to continue on with this momentum to the upside, or are we going to continue on with this momentum that we have been getting and continue to the downside? I'm going to go over all this with you guys, and all I ask in return for all of this is you smash that like button and hit subscribe if you want to see more chart updates on potential breakouts that I mention every single day throughout the week. And if you guys are day traders or you guys are looking for intraday perspective breakouts, I know the market has been very choppy. Most breakouts have been pre-market news and open. We mention pre-market news before market open every single day. Go to instables.com in the description below, and you will never miss a breakout alert today again. So let's jump into this one. So jumping into the daily chart with you guys here on the SPY, to recap real quick, we have the upper end of our channel that we have been looking at and the lower end of our channel as a possible bounce area. And as you guys can see on Friday, we bounced exactly off of it. We had a gap up here, and now the question is, are we going to continue on with this momentum? Now, if you guys were watching Jerome Powell a couple weeks ago on Wednesday, he mentioned that we have two problems that we need to watch out for, and that was if China continued to have lockdowns and if Russia and Ukraine continue to have any major escalations within their war. So with that said, we do have news over the weekend that China's Shanghai vice mayor says he'll be gradually allowing businesses to reopen, and that could be a reaction to a possible de-escalation of lockdowns in China, and we will be looking to see if we do get a continuation on momentum with that news out. So again, just keeping that news in mind. If we do get a continuation on this momentum, then you guys know where that came from. We will still keep our volume watch and look for more confirmation, but again, on a nice gap up from our lower end of our channel. In my opinion, based on that news and based on this gap up that we had, I definitely would be careful playing to the downside unless we did drop down below our lows here at 385 as a possible continuation on lower. But as far as a continuation on higher, we could see 415 this week, and we could possibly get rejected leading into 430. We'll see exactly how the market plays out. If we do again continue on below 385, then I will play to the downside, of course, as we have been continuing on lower. And if you guys have been playing to the downside, then you guys probably have been doing pretty well. But I definitely would be careful, and not only because we reached the lower end of our channel, but also because on our RSI, again, we are bouncing back over our 30 RSI, which does show us that we are having a shift in momentum, which could possibly continue on higher. So we're going to definitely be careful playing to the downside because we were oversold, and now we are above our 30 RSI, showing us that we are no longer oversold. And as you guys can see on the MACD, we did have a curl. We did continue on lower, and now we have another curl here, and I definitely would be careful on this curl because we already had a curl. We continued on lower, and typically when you do curl and you continue on lower, when you are below the median of the MACD and you continue on lower on a curl, on the next curl, it typically does have somewhat of a bounce. And again, with that China news on a possible de-escalation reaction, I definitely would be careful playing to the downside. We'll see if we do continue here. Now, one thing we are going to be watching out for, which will be our leading indicator, will be this 20-day moving average, just like previously when Powell did speak. We'll make sure we come up and we do get above our 20-day moving average to get more bullish momentum, and then ultimately our 20 to cross back over our 50 to continue on higher. Now, our momentum this week is going to be very much predicated on how we bounce, but also we do have Powell on Tuesday. If we do have a hawkish Powell coming out, then we could get that rejection below our 20-day moving average, or we could continue on lower below 385 leading into Powell. So we'll see exactly how the market reacts this week. I definitely would be careful, see exactly how the market reacts to Powell, and then go from there. My opinion would be the stronger play. But again, we definitely like this gap up on Friday, and we'll see if we do continue on with that momentum leading into Powell on Tuesday. Now, looking at our Bollinger Bands, we typically look at the lower end of our Bollinger Band to see if we are curling up, to see if we are trying to find a bottom. As you guys can see, we are not curling up quite yet, which could show us that we are in a continuation on this expansion to the downside. So we could possibly have a pullback leading into Powell and then possibly continue on higher from there if Powell does come out very dovish. So we'll see exactly how this plays out. Again, being very careful leading into Powell would be the safer play in my opinion. Now, typically when you have this much pressure to the downside, you do not just bounce and continue on higher all the way to the upper end of our channel. We typically need some type of consolidation after this pressure to the downside. In my opinion, that very much will be predicated on what Powell says going into Tuesday and how we digest and how we break out of this consolidation, either to the upside or the downside. We will keep an eye on Powell again going into Tuesday to see what he has to say. Now, we're not only gapping up here because we are on the lower end of our channel. This is the level when Biden mentioned a possible 100% increase in capital gains for all traders, and that would have been extremely bad. And we did have a major pullback on that news, and we had a retest on that level, and then we did continue on higher and rallied up here in the market. So just staying patient leading into Powell. We'll see exactly what the market looks like. But again, I do like the gap up that we had on Friday, and typically on gap ups, you do continue on bullish momentum at least somewhat. So we'll see exactly how the market plays out. Now, again, with that said, if you are a day trader or you are looking for intraday perspective breakouts, we mentioned pre-market news before market open every single day. Any breakout that is worth looking at while the market is open throughout the day, go to instables.com in the description below, and you will never miss a breakout alert today again. And all of you instables that come over every single day and support the channel, I appreciate every one of you guys. Hope you guys had a nice weekend. We will continue to go at it. Stay patient, take what the market gives us, and if you guys do like this video, it does help the channel grow, and I do appreciate it very much. And again, God bless you all, and I'll see you guys in pre-market.